Welcome to All Things Marketing Podcast, the podcast that talks all things marketing for both franchise and multi-location marketing leaders. ATM is brought to you by PureDriven. We'll show you how to turn your brand into a money-making machine. Here's your host, Steve Rockwood.
Hello and welcome to Franchise ATM. My name is Steve Rockwood. I am the marketing manager at PureDriven. Today I am going to give you a crash course in Facebook marketing. So this will be a very quick podcast, hopefully full of a lot of useful information. So the first question I get on Facebook all the time is, how many times should you post per day? I recommend you post 1 to 2 times per day. We actually did an experiment with one of our pages that had well over 100,000 likes or fans on Facebook. And when we started posting more than 2 times per day, we actually started losing a lot of the reach on each post. So it was a great experiment, but it didn't turn out well for us. So we went back to 1 or 2 posts per day. Basically what Facebook did was, let's say our average reach was 100,000 people on each post. What they did was, when we started posting 4 times, it dropped to about 15 to 25,000 people per post. So they just divided our reach up. So not every post we did got full reach. So that's basically what happened there. So 1 to 2 posts per day, and you'll be safe and good, and you'll have hopefully enough time to make that content as well. Trying to make 5 posts per day is pretty rough. Now, as far as content of the posts go, generally, you want to spend 60 to 80% of your posts giving information to your audience, posting entertaining articles or videos, memes even, photos. And then the other 20% should really be focused on your business and what you offer. So 60 to 80% of entertainment, information, etc. The information should be related to your business though, right? So if you're linking an article, if you're a digital marketing company like PureDriven, you're not going to link an article to the next election unless it has to do with digital marketing, right? You're not going to link an article that says Donald Trump has decided to run for president again. It doesn't really relate to what you're doing. Now, if you find an article that says Donald Trump has decided to run for president again, and this is how he plans on using digital marketing, well, now you have some content that might work for you, right? All right, moving on, you should build a template. So on top of just a strategy in general for your Facebook marketing, you're going to want that schedule of, I'm going to post 1 to 2 times per day. This is the content I'm going to post. You should build a template so it's easier to fill that content. So if you like to do image posts, build a template, maybe with your logo in the bottom right, like I do for PureDriven, with a little white box around it, a little white triangle to make it easy to see. I usually put a blue overlay over the image because those are the PureDriven colors. So it makes it easy for me because I have a template where I know, all right, I'm going to post an image and I'm going to write a caption, but I don't have to think too hard about the image every day because I have the template ready. I just drag the image over, put the overlay on it, and I'm good to go. Then I just have to focus on the actual content more than the image. So build templates. Now, on top of building templates, build a list of sources that you can use. So find trusted sources. For instance, I use Marketing Land a lot for PureDriven content because they have really good articles that relate to digital marketing. Social Media Examiner is another one that I like to use. So I have these sources that I can either RSS feed so I get them all the time, or I just visit them when I need content, right? So when I'm scheduling content on Sundays, I'll go to these websites, I'll find some news articles that relate to my target audience here that I know they would enjoy and find useful, and then I use that content. So make a list of sources that you can use. If you have time, go in those sources and actually find the exact content you want to use and make a list of that. It just makes it a lot easier to sit down and schedule. That brings me to my next point. Scheduling. Schedule your social media posts ahead of time if possible. It makes it so much easier. I like to always be a week ahead of schedule, so I try and schedule all my content on Sunday for the next week. So Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, Monday through Sunday. I try and schedule all that on a Sunday. Now, there are some things that are going to be spur of the moment. So I do recommend that if you know you're going to have an event or a sale, but you're not exactly sure when it's going to be, just only schedule one post for that day. So you can do another post on that event, sale, whatever it may be. So just make sure to schedule. You can schedule right on Facebook. A lot of people think that you have to use a third-party tool like Hootsuite. You don't need to do that for Facebook. You can just, instead of hitting the publish button, there's a little arrow and hit schedule. So super helpful. Finally, last little tidbit on the actual posting side is boost your best posts on Facebook. So if you're seeing a post that's getting a lot of engagement, put the engagement on steroids, put some money behind it, just boost it. Now, there's a whole plethora of things I could get into as far as who to boost it to, the demographics, all that fun stuff. I'm not going to get into that on this one. Maybe we'll have Nick Edlund back on the podcast, our resident Facebook expert at PureDriven, and he can talk a little bit about that. But I'm just going to leave it at boost your best posts, boost the posts that you think will bring people to your store or your website. Finally, analyze your results. Do more of what's working, post less of what's not working. If you're seeing a lot of engagement on posts, that means people like it. Keep doing posts like that. Now, keep in mind, if you do own a retail store, you're going to have to analyze your results with foot traffic as well. So engagements, for the sake of engagements, don't mean much, right? It makes your Facebook look great, but it's hard to track that as far as, was this successful? Was it not successful for my business? So as a store owner, you have the luxury of having all the numbers in front of you. So it might take a while. You might need a team, it might be a team effort, but at the end of the month, especially the first couple months that you're doing Facebook marketing, sit down and analyze your results. Compare peak traffic days in your store to what you posted on Facebook and see if they relate at all. Well, that was my crash course on Facebook marketing. I hope that helped you, and I will see you next time right here on Franchise ATM. Have a good one, everybody.
You just listened to All Things Marketing Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast to catch every new episode every day. Want to be a guest on the show? Sign up at puredriven.com/guest. See you tomorrow here at the ATM.